Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Sapna Radwal. I'm working as a professor in the Department of Management at St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management. This is lecture number 4 of organizational behavior. I'm starting with this lecture, Unit 2 of organizational behavior. This subject is taught in CSE, ETC, Civil Engineering 4th semester. The topics I am going to cover in lecture 4 are the definition of the word organization, then process of organization, then I'm going to explain the difference between management and organization. Then I'm going to discuss the meaning of concept of organizational behavior. I'm going to discuss importance or significance of the organizational behavior. Then contributing fields of organizational behavior. I'm going to discuss all the fields which have contributed in the organizational behavior. So I'm starting with the first topic, that is definition of organizational behavior. An entrepreneur organizes various factors of production like land, labor, capital, machinery, etc. for channelizing them into productive activities. The product finally reaches consumers through various agencies. Business activities are divided into various functions. These functions are assigned to different individuals, and various individual effort must lead to the achievement of common objective goal. So thus organization is the structural framework of duties and responsibilities required of personnel in performing various functions with a view to achieve business goals through organization. Management tries to combine various business activities to accomplish predetermined goals. So it is very clear from this what organization means. Now, in the words of Lewis Allen, organization is the process of identifying and grouping work to be performed, defining and delegating responsibility and authority, and establishing relationship for the purpose of enabling people to work most effectively together in accomplishing objectives. So in the words of Allen, organization is an instrument for achieving organizational goals. The work of each and every person is defined and authority and responsibility is fixed for accomplishing the same. That's the second definition is by Knowles and O'Donnell. So according to him, the establishment of authority relationship which provide for coordination between them both vertically and horizontally in the enterprise structure. These authors view organization as a coordinating point among various persons in the business. So in the words of L.H. Haney, organization is the harmonious adjustment of specialized part of accomplishment of some common purpose or purposes. So organization is the adjustment of various activities for the attainment of common goal. Now the next topic is characteristics of an organization. The first is division of work. Organization deals with the whole task of the business. So the total work of the enterprise is divided into activities and functions. So various activities are assigned to different persons for their efficient accomplishment. This brings in division of labor. It is not the one person carry out many functions, but specialization is different activities is necessary to improve one's efficiency. Now second characteristic is coordination. Coordination of various activities is essential as they are division. It helps in integrating and harmonizing various activities. So coordination also avoids duplication and delays of work. Then comes common objective. All the organizational structure is a means toward achievement of enterprise goals. So the goal of various segments lead to achievement of major business goals. Then cooperative relationship. An organization create cooperative relationship among various members of the group. An organization cannot be constituted by one person. It requires at least two or more persons. So organization is a system which helps in creating meaningful relationship among persons. Then next characteristic is it is a well defined authority responsibility relationship. So an organization consists of various positions arranged in a hierarchy with well defined authority and responsibility. There is always a central authority from which a chain of authority relationship stretches throughout the organization. So the hierarchy of position defines the line of communication and pattern of relationship. Now the next topic is process of organization. The organizational process consists of 5 steps. These are as follows. The first is review of plans and objectives. The objectives are the specific activities that must be completed to achieve goals. So plans shape the activities needed to reach those goals. So management must examine or must review initially and continue to do so as plans change and new goals are developed. So the management must review plans and objectives carefully. Then second process is determining the work activities necessary to accomplish objectives. So this is the second process ki the management must determine work activities to accomplish the goals and objectives. So manager must list and analyze all the tasks that need to be accomplished in order to reach the organizational goal. Then third is classify the group and necessary work activities into manageable units. So a manager can group activities based on 4 model of departmentalization, that is functional, geographic, product, customer. So at this level managers should first classify and they group all the activities into under one function. For example, all the accounts related activities will come under accounts head. Then all marketing related activities will come under one department. Then fourth is assigning activities and delegating authorities. Then managers assign the defined work activities to some specific individual, and also they give each individual the authority to carry out the assigned task. The next one is designing a hierarchy of relationship. A manager should determine the vertical or a horizontal relationship organization as a whole. That is hierarchy. Hierarchy means who's going to report to whom. So using the organizational chart, a manager should diagram the relationship that who is going to report to whom. This is called as designing a hierarchy of relationship. This should be clear to each and every individual working in the organization to which person or to whom he is going to report. There should not be any confusion in this. Now the next topic, management versus organization. So organization is the framework of management. Organization is the function of putting together different parts of an enterprise into working order. So organization is a system. It is a group of person. It is a structure of relationship among the individual working together for a common goal. Organization is concerned with building, developing, maintaining of a structure of working relationship in order to accomplish the objectives of enterprise. So organization means the determination and assignment of duties to individual and also the establishment and the maintenance of authority relationship among the grouped activities. So it is very clear. Now comes management. Management may be labeled as the art of getting work done through people with satisfaction for employees and the public. For getting the work done through efforts of other people, it is necessary to guide, direct, coordinate and control human effort towards the fulfillment of the goals of the enterprise. Management has scientific basis because management techniques are susceptible to measurement and factual determination. So management is art. Management is also art because management means coordinating, getting work done through others. Management is an executive function which actively directs human efforts towards common goals. The main characteristics of management is to integrate and apply the knowledge and analytical approaches developed by numerous other disciplines. So management does not frame policy, it only implement it. It only execute the policies laid down by administration. Now the next topic is organizational behavior meaning. The meaning. Now organizational behavior is a subset of management activities concerned with understanding, predicting and influencing individual behavior in organizational setting. This the definition which is given by Calhoun, Fleener and Coulson. Now, in the words of Raman J. Eldek, organizational behavior is a branch of social science that seeks to build theories that can be applied to predicting, understanding, controlling behavior in work organization. Now, in the words of Newstrom and Davis, organizational behavior is the study and application of knowledge about how people act within organization. It is a human tool for human benefit. It applies broadly to the behavior of people in all types of organization. So it is very clear from all these definitions what organizational behavior means. Organizational behavior is a study and application of knowledge about how people are going to act within an organization, and organizational behavior actually helps in predicting, understanding and controlling behavior of the people in the organization. Now, characteristics of organizational behavior. The first is behavioral approach to management. So, organizational behavior is the part of whole management which represent the behavioral approach to management. Organizational behavior has emerged as a distinct field of study because of the importance of human behavior in the organization. Then second is cause and effect relationship. Human behavior is generally taken in the term of cause and effect relationship, not in a philosophical terms. It helps in predicting the behavior of individual. It provides generalization that managers can use to anticipate the effect of certain activities on human behavior. Then third characteristics is organizational behavior is a branch of social science. So OB is heavily influenced by several other social sciences like psychology, sociology, anthropology. It draws a rich array of research from these disciplines. Now next is there are three levels of analysis. Organizational behavior encompasses the study of three levels of analysis, namely individual behavior, inter-individual behavior and the behavior of organizations themselves. So the field of organizational behavior embraces all these levels as being complementary to each other. Individual behavior is going to affect inter-individual behavior and inter-individual going to affect the behavior of organization themselves. Now, OB is science as well as an art. Organizational behavior is science as well as an art. The systematic knowledge about human behavior is science, and the application of behavior knowledge and skill is an art. So OB is not exact science, but it cannot exactly predict the people's behavior in the organization. At best, managers can generalize to a limited extent that in many cases he has to act on the basis of his partial information about the people. So next is a body of theory, research and application. So OB consists of body of theory, research and application which helps in understanding human behavior in organization. So all these techniques help the manager to solve human problems in the organization. Then it is beneficial for both organization as well as to individuals. So OB creates an atmosphere whereby both organization and individuals are benefited by each other. The reasonable climate is created so that employees may get much needed satisfaction and the organization may attain its objective. Then next characteristic, it is a rational thinking. OB provides rational thinking about people and their behavior. The major objective of OB is to explain and predict human behavior in organization so that result yielding situation can be created. Now next one is objectives of OB. The main objective of OB is to understand human interaction in the organization, find what is driving it and influence it for getting better result in attaining business goals. So the following are objectives. First is to establish a social system in the organization. Then is to determine the motivation level of employees. Then to encourage employees to work enthusiastically in the organization. Then to create an environment for the development of effective leadership. Then to develop effective group behavior among the employees. Then to identify the reasons for conflict and resolve those conflicts in the organization. Then to find out reasons for frustration and to reduce or eliminate the reasons of that frustration among employees in the organization, to increase the morale of employees of the organization, then to maintain organizational environment favorable for the work. The next one is to find out the ways for effective organizational development. So these are the objectives of OB. Now importance, the significance of OB. First one is skill improvement. Study of OB helps to improve skills. This includes the ability of employees and use of knowledge to become more efficient. So it improves manager as well as employees skills in the organization. The second is understanding consumer buying behavior. It is also important part to improve the marketing process by understanding the consumer buying behavior. So OB helps in understanding consumer also, their behavior also. Then OB helps in understanding the basis of motivation, because the different people have different motivational needs and different people need different ways of motivating them. So OB helps in understanding motivational needs of different employees. Then nature of employees. Understanding of personals and employees' nature is important to manage them properly. So with the help of OB, we can understand whether employees or people are introvert, extrovert, motivating, dominating, etc. And we can enhance their skill as per their personality. The next one is anticipating organizational events. So scientific study of behavior helps to understand and predict organizational event. For example, annual business planning, demand management, product line management, production planning, resource scheduling, logistic, etc. OB helps in understanding and predicting these events also. Then next one is efficiency and effectiveness. Study of OB helps to increase efficiency and effectiveness of the organization, because OB helps in understanding and predicting human behavior. So that if managers will be able to predict human behavior on time, then they can manage their skills and motivate them as per their behavior. Then the next one is better environment of organization. OB helps to create healthy, ethical, smooth environment in an organization. Then optimum or better utilization of resources. So studying about OB helps to understand employees and their work style and skills better way. So by understanding this, management can train and motivate employees for optimum utilization of resources. Now the next one is importance of OB in the goodwill of organization. So organizational behavior also helps in improving goodwill of the organizations. Now the next topic is contributing fields or disciplines of the OB. There are 6 contributing disciplines to the organizational behavior. These contributing disciplines are: the first one is psychology, then sociology, then social psychology, then economics, then anthropology, then political science. First is psychology. Psychology has perhaps the first influence on the field of organizational behavior, because it is a science of behavior. A psychologist studies almost all aspects of behavior. So psychology deals with studying human behavior that seeks to explain and sometimes change the behavior of human and other animals. So psychologists are primarily interested in predicting the behavior of individuals to a great extent by observing the dynamics of personal factors. So OB, psychology has contributed in the OB, as in OB also. OB also predicts the employees' behaviors in the organizational setup. Now second is sociology. So the major focus of sociology is on studying of social system in which individuals fill their role. The focus is on group dynamics. They have made a great contribution to OB through their study of group behavior in organization, particularly formal and sophisticated organization. So sociological concept, theories, models and techniques help significantly to understand better the group dynamics, organizational structure, formal organization theory and structure, corporate technology, bureaucracy, communication, power, conflict and intergroup behavior. Then third one is social psychology. So social psychology is Scientific investigation of how the thoughts, feeling and behavior of individuals are influenced by the actual imagined or implied presence of others. So it deals with how people are affected by other individuals who are physically present or who are imagined to be present, or even whose presence is implied. So, in general, sociology focus on how groups, organizations, social categories, and societies are organized, how they function, how they change, and how they impact the behavior of the people. Now comes anthropology. So, the main aim of anthropology is to acquire a better understanding of the relationship between human being and environment. So, adaptation to surrounding constitute culture. The manner in which people view their surrounding is a part of the culture. So, culture includes those ideas shared by a group of individuals and languages by which these ideas are communicated. So, in essence, culture is a system of learned behavior. Then comes political sciences. Contribution of political scientists are significant to the understanding of behavior in organization. So, political scientists study the behavior of individuals and groups within a political environment. So they contribute to understanding the dynamic of power centers, structuring of conflict and conflict resolution techniques, allocation of power, and how people manipulate power or individual self-interest. Then next one is economics. Economics contribute to organizational behavior to greater extent in designing the organizational structure. Transaction cost economics influence the organization and its structure. Transaction cost economics implies cost components to make an exchange on the market. So this transaction cost economics examines the extent to which the organization structure and size of organization varies in response to attempt to avoid market failure through minimizing production and transaction cost within the constraint of human and environmental factor. So this is all. These are the questions which are related to the above topic. If any query is there, please do contact me. Thank you. Thank you so much.